We good?
Yep.
Good evening. Whoa, maybe. Is that on? Either way, good evening. Welcome to the Tooele County Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. It's January 8th, 2025. Happy New Year to all of you. It's only 8 days late, that's all right. We're sitting in the Tooele County Chamber Room, 47 South Main Street, room 308. And it is 7:01 p.m. The first order of business on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll have Trish lead us in that.
Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Wonderful. The second agenda item is a roll call. So Commissioner Beckstrom. Here. Commissioner Stetz. Here. Commissioner Scott.
Here.
Commissioner Hope is here. Ron. Elton. Commissioner Elton. Sorry.
You got it.
Are you here, Commissioner Elton? Wonderful. And I believe Commissioner Dow is online?
He is not joining.
Oh, he is not, okay. But we do have a quorum. We do. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you. The next item agenda is elections of the 2025 chair and vice chair. So I would.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we retain Commissioner Hope as chairman.
I second that.
So it's been motioned and seconded to retain Commissioner Hope as chairman. Any discussion? Does that require roll call or just an aye call? All right. So all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Aye. And so it passes unanimously. Thank you. Now we get to elect a vice chair.
I'll make a motion that we select Commissioner Scott as vice chair.
I will second that. Any further discussion? Any other nominations? I guess I missed that part. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It passes unanimously. All right, thank you. Well, congratulations,
You
Commissioner
do.
Scott. Way to go. See what happens when you show up and open your mouth? It's wonderful. So the next item is proposed meeting dates. If you looked in your packet that was emailed out to you, they're the same dates, right, that we've had previously, but it's the first Wednesday evening of every month. So if all of you can support that.
I move that we approve the proposed meeting dates for 2025.
I do have a comment
Okay.
before we do that. July 2nd, that just seems to be a really bad weekend, even though it's the middle of the week. I would suggest maybe entertaining the idea of moving that to the 9th.
Should we
Tuesday not?
Should we vote on that now and move it if we need to, according to agenda items, or how do you want to handle that?
It's up to you. You can propose a new date now. We typically would move it to the third Wednesday of the month, or we can leave it on there, and if we don't have any agenda items, we can cancel it. That's up to you, but if
I'm
you're
good
not
either
gonna
way.
have a quorum that night, then we're better off to pick a different date that month.
I know
I
we're,
move that we approve the planning commission agenda as proposed with the exception of July, and move it to July 16th.
I second that.
Wonderful. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Outstanding. It passes unanimously. Thank
We're
you.
going to have a special meeting at the end of the month.
That was my next question. Okay.
I move that we hold a special meeting on January 22nd,
Thank you.
7 o'clock.
I second that.
Any further, it's moved that we have a special meeting on January 22nd. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Wonderful. Thank you. It passes unanimously. Welcome, Commissioner Bartholomew. The next item would be the approval of the minutes of the last scheduled meeting, which was clear back in November, November 13th, 2024. You were sent those minutes. Is there any additions, corrections, subtractions that need to be taken care of for those?
I make a motion we approve those as presented to us.
So it's been moved to approve those minutes.
I'll second that.
There's a second, so Commissioner Beckstrom and Commissioner Scott. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
And you were not there. Okay, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much, it passes unanimously. So the next item of business would be the rezones, but we are going to table that until the July 22nd special meeting. I mean, July, thank you very much.
If you're paying attention.
For January, I was stuck on July, for January 22nd special meeting, for administrative reasons, so. That said,
So you have a motion to,
I guess we should, well, do we need a mo, yeah, so,
Motion to table it to the next.
is that a motion?
it is a motion.
So there's been a motion to, table that item to the special meeting on January 22nd. It's been, motioned by Commissioner Elton. Seconded.
Andy seconded it.
Seconded by Commissioner Stetz. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Wonderful, thank you. It passes unanimously. Well, the next item is adjournment.
No,
Just kidding.
no.
I suggest we do 8 and 9 before we do.
Exactly. I'm just technically following the agenda. That's what it says.
Oh,
It really does.
way to pay attention.
It really does. I'm just saying. So the next item says planning commission comments.
We requested some time ago the updated planning commission policies and procedures. I'd like to know the status of those.
You sent them out with the last agenda, right?
Oh, yeah, you weren't at that meeting.
The agenda didn't see it.
So they just, you guys just approved it as it was, right?
Correct.
You didn't want to hear
In November, yeah.
how many planning commissioners need to have the
That is the
items on there.
question. The question is,
Yeah.
the ones that were approved, I haven't seen a final
Oh,
version.
yeah, they should have been sent out with the last, in the November meeting,
I didn't get.
so.
So I think we didn't approve the minutes for that meeting, and I can't remember exactly. I didn't think we approved the minutes of that meeting pending the finalization of those policies and procedures to make sure everything was correct.
I think that's when we did in September or October. Or September, because then we discussed it in October. Is that when you were gone?
I was kind of remembering.
November. So that's when we discussed it. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so they
didn't
were
receive-
approved with the previous one, whatever that was, that it was approved, and then, Ron just wanted to hear the minutes, I guess, or to understand what was happening, so, yeah. So they should
You know,
all go.
what do you
sent
think
them
that was one, because we had a couple of attachments that did not come through.
Oh, maybe that was part of it,
Yeah.
because they got like switched or something, okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm remembering.
So
Yeah.
I think the minutes, that was a part of the minutes, and I think I made a motion that we not do that until we receive the final draft.
Okay, yeah, we'll just make sure. We can do that in the next meeting, so I'll send
I
them out
thought
to
they
you.
approved them last meeting, but
Yeah.
we'll go through and double check on that.
I know it was discussed. I remember that.
Yeah, I do too, because we.
Okay, so you'll, so Trish and Rochelle, you'll look into that and confirm?
Yep.
Wonderful. Thank you. We can do
So
that.
did you end up then requiring 3 to 4 members of the planning commission to approve an agenda item? Is that what you ended up with?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, however it was approved
Whatever was
before.
proposed, I think we approved.
Yeah,
Okay, so I've asked 3 times to put that on the agenda, consideration of asking, having 2 members of the planning commission have an agenda item.
That's what we discussed, and we voted against it.
Right, so yeah, that was the last meeting,
How
was
could
to
you
hear
vote
it.
against it if it wasn't on the agenda?
It was.
It was, but the attachment, I think the attachments, that's why you guys didn't get the, probably attachment. We'd have to listen back at the meeting, so. I don't have it in front of me.
So
I don't
my
know,
request was
in
that
November.
we add an item to the agenda, consideration of amending the planning commission policies and procedures to allow 2 members of the planning commission
Freaking down.
to add an item on the agenda.
Yeah.
If that wasn't on an agenda specifically like that for you can vote it down.
So they did put it on the agenda in November, and they didn't, none of them, yeah, and none of the rest of the commissioners wanted to address it again, so
So they look at the agenda.
it failed as that.
For last minutes.
I remember we discussed it, cause you talked about,
Yeah.
right now it requires the chairman's approval or something to put an item on the agenda, and we decided we didn't wanna put it on the agenda. I know it was talked about.
So I have the agenda for November, so we have,
Well, you can't approve anything on a discussion item.
But it was discussed and they voted to not
You
add
can't-
that to
You
the
can't vote on
agenda.
the discussion item, that's my point.
The chairman has to approve what goes on the agenda, and the chairman said he didn't wanna add that to
Okay,
the
that's
agenda.
Yeah.
a separate issue.
That's what happened.
Okay.
And we talked about it during the
So it
discussion, and the
seems like
chairman
that
said
ought to
no.
be, I'm gonna pass around a request to put that on the agenda. So,
That was so last year.
If you can get the signatures.
yeah, it's been a while. So yeah, yep, you'll have to have 4 or more, because that's what was approved.
all right, thank you.
Yeah.
Are we with that?
Yeah, I remember we talked about it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I took a minute.
I know what we discussed, but
So we'll figure that, we'll get it confirmed. All right, so the next item of business is the discussion item, which is discussion of training requirements. So who is leading that discussion? Trish, is that you?
I can. So a lot of you are similar with your required training that you're supposed to have every year. So you're supposed to have, if you go to this website, this link that was provided to you, it's the open and public meeting. All of you are supposed to have that done as soon as you can. And I'm not sure if it was is it that one or a different one that has before you can sit on the board for the new?
The duties and powers.
Okay, but I don't know, I can't remember if it was
in
the
that link.
Yeah.
It is, okay, it's in the same link,
Yeah.
okay. I couldn't remember where it was all found. So you're required to have, if you go to that link, it'll tell you how many hours you're supposed to have with certain number of trainings. And then they kind of leave it open to you for,
Supposed to have 4
Other one.
hours every year.
yes. And then there's other training opportunities throughout the year that you're welcome to attend. There's lots of, the APA, which is the Planning Association, that you guys can do for that. And I can send you the information if you don't already have signed up for stuff. Or there's the Land Use Institute that has trainings and webinars that you guys can attend and things like that for your hours too. So with all these resources and stuff available, it should be no problem to fulfill all those requirements. So just reach out to us if you have any questions or links.
So, and just a tidbit, and thank you for that,
Sites,
Trish.
yeah.
But just a tidbit, there's lots of subject matter training. And so if you find a subject that you aren't clear on or are not confident on, whatever the case may be, then let that be your priority. I mean, 'cause there's a ton, you can get lost, right? There's just a ton. But at least look at the things that are of interest or there's something you're not too clear on, whether it be an actual subject matter or training itself or protocol or whatever the case may be, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's also a provision that if you attend 12 planning commission meetings during the year, you get 1 credit hour.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's not right, because some of these meetings go an hour.
Well, you have to attend 12 to get 1.
the training, please email to Tanya what the training was that you did.
Okay.
Are there any certificates that you get
and
from
any
it?
certificates.
She keeps track of all that for you.
And it's probably in there and I just missed it. What about the one with conflict of interest?
Right, so that's something, yep, just between you and the county, and we're waiting for Nikki, yeah.
Okay, so it was not in there, because I swear I went through it, but,
So you'll
No,
get the open meetings link and the conflict of interest link. Nikki was working today on putting all of that stuff
Okay.
together.
thank you.
so
That
yeah,
will be coming out.
and hopefully we'll get some other seats filled too, so
Are they working
we'll
on
get it
that?
all handled together. Yeah,
Well, we have a full quorum, right? I mean, we don't have a full
we don't
panel?
have a full alternate board, but
Right.
we have, yeah.
With the commission's boards.
Mm-hmm,
Cool.
okay,
So are we good there?
yeah, I think if you can
So,
know where to go, I guess.
so once again, I guess we're to adjourn.
I can-
Unless there's anything else that needs to be brought up. Now's the time. Okay, motion to adjourn.
You can
We adjourn.
get your gold gavel.
That's right. That's right. Thanks, guys.
Gavel.
Last night, the county council